All right, so the article I read is called When Good Technology Means Bad Teaching. It's actually a fairly old article when we're talking about technology. It was published in 2006, but I was reading it and I just, time and time again, I really just related to it. The adoption of technology from way back in 2006 to now is very similar, still very similar. So the idea of the article it's actually for post-secondary education, but even as a middle school teacher, I very much related to it. So the article is more or less about the subheading, covers it all, is giving professors gadget without training can do more harm than good in the classroom. And I couldn't agree more with that. I couldn't agree more, really. So I talked about lots of different things, how people will just use technology, such as PowerPoint, very cutting edge at the time, and will just throw all their thoughts onto PowerPoint without much thinking. And it has a lot of things that I see in the classroom. So just to talk about the negatives of technology in the classroom, is used pointlessly, a lot of messing around, so tech goes wrong, you're fumbling around with wires. It can cost a lot and is not used. Quite often we'll just slow down the class when there is problems go wrong. I think I've already discussed with another student in this course about how that is being used and just how sometimes it is just tagged on to the end of something. We go, oh, okay, let's also use this bit of technology. And that is completely relative nowadays. I know in my classroom, a lot of teachers still use an overhead projector, and they all have smart boards because overhead projector does about the same thing to a smart board. And I know most of the teachers in my classroom, they have smart boards. I can't think of many that actually use them as a smart board instead of just a nice big easy projector, which is technology, is used often, but not quite as much. The article goes on to talk about how when people are trained, they get great results. But that big win, if technology is in the classroom, is completely pointless and actually is detrimental, they found, unless teachers are trained, professors are trained. So I think the exact same thing I see in our classrooms as well. If you're not trained, it's just a big waste of money because it is very expensive to have computers, to have technology in a classroom. Most teachers complain that it's too busy, just like nowadays. So it's really putting the cart in front of the horse if you're to get technology but no training. So the article boils down to you must train teachers before you give them technology, or if you're going to spend any money on technology, train them, because otherwise you're actually not helping the classroom at all. So in conclusion, I agree with it. If you are not well trained, you shouldn't be using technology. And we're all busy. So it is a lot up to the onus of the teacher to make time for that, or the onus of the administration to have proper professional development, or like we are all doing here, to take an extra course how to learn how to use math or how to use technology in the classroom. Because I know there are positives. Like everybody else, I struggle with it, and I think it's a good point. You must be properly trained and educated with something new, or else it becomes a hindrance to the classroom. Thanks for watching, and talk to you guys all soon.